Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this week's update. Once again, it's dominated by coronavirus and our response to that. First of all, I'd just like to say thank you for all your patience and support over the last week. It has been a challenging week at school, especially with staff absence. On Monday, we started with 36 staff absent and obviously have had to make decisions regarding that to safeguard education, to safeguard the health and safety that we've got in school, which is the reason why we've made the closures and the partial closures that we have this year. So I really appreciate all of your support with that. It's not an easy time. Not easy decisions to make. Obviously, we want to keep all children in school for as long as possible, but we need it to make sure it's safe, and also the quality of education the children get is incredibly high. Infection rates are still high in the local area, so please do follow all of those procedures. It's really important we think about our hygiene levels, the social distancing between each other to stop infections, not seeing families at the weekend and going to homes. And I know that's a real challenge, and I can completely understand that. And making sure we're wearing face coverings as well. So if we can support all of that and continue to support everything that we're doing in school. I hope over the next couple of weeks to give you some interesting news that we're working with the local public health to try and put into place in school to make it even safer for children and for staff. So I should be updating you over the next couple of weeks with that information. So the next week, obviously, Accelerator students and anybody who's in Accelerator provision won't be in all week. Year 7 are not in on Friday, and Year 9 are finishing at 1 o'clock on Monday. So they are the changes. And if we have to make any more changes during the week, we will do. We'll let you know as soon as we can to make provision. And obviously, should you need any support with that, anybody, free school meals, anything like that, then please do let us know. And we'll make sure that everything's available for you. To support with that, obviously. So it's also on the back of this video, I'm going to link to all of the videos that we've done about Teams and how we can access Teams. Now, that's the main way that students are going to be accessing education when they're not in school. And it's a really, really high quality provision we've got. So all of our lessons are going to be on Teams. Your child will be able to support that. This week, Accelerator teachers have been practicing live teaching with the Accelerator students to make sure that if we ever do go into a full lockdown, that we're able to deliver live lessons. Now, they won't be every single week, or every single lesson, I should say. But once a week, members of staff will contact and work live if your children are in a long period of isolation. We're also, and you'll have more information this week, we've signed up to the Zoe app. Some of you may have used this about tracking COVID symptoms. And what that means is that we can track infections in each year group and each of the bubbles across both phases of school. So again, please look out for more information that we'll send out this week. And finally, as I say, just support. Thank you for all of the support that you've been providing. And we really can't do it without you. And we're making the best decisions we can for your children to keep them safe, to make sure they've got high quality provision. So keep safe, look after yourselves, and I'll speak to you next week. Thanks very much.
In this video, I'm going to give a student view of Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams is an online learning tool that enables teachers to communicate with students even when they're not in school. In the first part of this video, I'm going to show how to install Teams on your own device at home. Teams will work on any device that can connect to the internet. This includes home computers, laptops, tablets, or mobile phones. Let's look first at how to install Teams on a home computer. The first thing you have to do is to navigate to a web browser, and in the address bar type teams.microsoft.com. You will then be prompted to log in. The login you need is your child's school email address and password. And once they log in, they will then be prompted to download the app. So a screen very similar to this one will appear. And if you want to download the app on your home computer, you just click the relevant button here. You don't have to download the app, you can use it within the web browser itself, and we'll look at this in more detail in a moment. The process is very similar on a mobile phone or tablet, but let me just show you on an iPhone. So on an iPhone, you would go to the App Store and follow these steps. Once you've opened the App Store, you would again search for Microsoft Teams. once you've found the app itself, it says open here on my version, but it will say install on yours if it's the first time you've used the app. That process is on an iPhone, it's very similar on an iPad, and if you're using an Android device, instead of going to the App Store, you would go to Google Play. Okay, so we've looked at 2 ways of installing Teams on a home device. Now let's actually have a look at the application itself. So this is what Teams looks like when your child first logs in, and each tile that you can see on the screen represents one of your child's classes. Once you click into a tile, you can then start to see information about that class. So for example, here in this English class, we've got a notification welcoming students back to school. If I roll down a little bit, you'll see that whenever a home learning assignment is set, the students receive a notification here in their class posts.